Herzlich willkommen und ein fröhliches Hallo von eurem Heringway. Wir spielen Virtue's Last Reward weiter. Und beim letzten Mal haben wir eine längere Diskussion, eine längere Unterhaltung mit dem Golem hinter uns gebracht. Ein komischer, gesprächiger Roboter, der in dem Roboterraum untergebracht war, der ein bisschen unabhängig von Zero Junior, von Zero dem Dritten, agieren konnte, uns gerne anscheinend ein paar Dinge mehr erzählt hätte, aber Zero das irgendwann nicht mehr so richtig toleriert hat, weshalb der liebe Roboter jetzt leider Tünnef ist. Aber na gut. Wir hatten jetzt zwischenzeitlich dann wieder andere Sorgen und Probleme, denn das erste AB-Tor hat sich geöffnet und das bedeutet, dass irgendjemand das Ambidex-Spiel starten möchte. Wir sind zurückgerannt und im Endeffekt können wir uns ja schon ungefähr denken, wer das Tor geöffnet haben könnte. Was wir jetzt im Folgenden aber mal gucken müssen, ist, ob sich jetzt gewisse Dinge in der Story verändern oder ob es jetzt alles so wird, wie es eigentlich war. Denn wie war es denn? Wie war es denn? Es war so, beim letzten Mal, dass Quark nicht da war, wir überall nach Quark gesucht haben und dann waren plötzlich Alice und Luna tot. Und, oh, welche Überraschung, Alice und Luna sind beide in meinem Team. Momentan. Mit denen müsste ich das Ambidex-Spiel spielen. Das ist interessant. Na gut, machen wir also mal weiter. We pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. There stood Phi, Dio and Kay. Hey! What the hell, guys?
Why did you open the AB gate before everyone got back?
I apologize. We only turned away for a moment.
Dio opened it.
You got a problem with that?
Of course we do.
Why? I don't remember us all promising we wouldn't open the thing until everyone showed up.
This isn't about promises. Are you stupid or just an asshole?
Probably both. We were able to get back here in time. But what about the others? Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover are still out there somewhere. What were you planning to do if they didn't get back in time?
Nothing. Why would I have to do anything? Didn't you hear the voice? Anybody who doesn't get back in time to vote just gets their vote automatically set to ally. Seems pretty straightforward to me. So what if they don't get back in time? They'll all get set to ally and all three of them will get 2 BP. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Tenmyoji's only got 1 BP. I figure he'll be pretty happy to get 2 more, and that'll put Quark and Clover up close to 9. So that's not too bad for them either. In other words, they ought to be thanking me.
Didn't you guys find a note?
What? What's this?
We found it in our safe. Read it.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. What the hell, man? This wasn't in our room. Back me up here, guys.
Das war also tatsächlich nicht im anderen Raum, dann habe ich mich wenigstens richtig erinnert. Das ist ja schön. Warum werden jetzt auf einmal Informationen so verteilt? Mensch!
He's right.
There was no such note in our safe.
Oh, well, damn. That's a bummer. I'd never have opened the gate if I'd known about this.
Really?
Of course.
I'm worried about the others. If time runs out, they'll
They'll be penalized. Yes.
I know. Quark is part of that team. Maybe something happened with him.
He seemed a little off before we headed into the chromatic doors.
This is bad.
Hey. Wait a minute. Where's Alice? She was here just a minute ago. Uh-oh. Warum sollte... Was? It took me only a moment to spot her. She was several yards away and kneeling down to look at something on the floor. What she was looking at, I couldn't tell. I was about to head over and see what was going on when... Natürlich. Immer wenn's interessant wird. Whoa, hey guys.
Has Quark been here?
Did something happen to him?
He disappeared!
Disappeared? What do you mean?
I mean, he's gone! We can't find him anywhere! When was the last time you saw him?
We were heading back here.
Tenmyoji and I went into the lounge, but Quark didn't follow us.
We turned around and started calling for him, but
When he didn't respond, we ran back the way we'd come.
And you couldn't find him?
right.
We thought maybe he just hadn't seen us go into the lounge.
So we checked the crew quarters and the infirmary.
But he wasn't there either.
All right. We need to split up. If we can't find him in any of the floor A rooms, we'll move to floor B.
Okay. I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead.
Right, you do that. Was hat Alice da hinten gemacht? Die Geschichte wiederholt sich jedenfalls so ein bisschen, aber es ist schon irgendwie auch ein wenig anders. Hey! Quark! Quark! Jetzt gucken wir uns hier all diese Räume an. Wird dann natürlich auch schön werden, wenn wir irgendwann mal die Crew Quarters tatsächlich betreten dürfen als Rätselraum. He's not here. I checked both rooms.
He's not in the other two either. There's no one here.
Tenmyoji and Kay are in the lounge, and Dio and Luna should be checking the infirmary.
Right. Okay, let's leave that to them and head to floor B.
Okay, jetzt waren wir eben gerade in den Crew Quarters. Wo waren mit Kay? Ne, zusammen mit... Als wir Quark gesucht hatten. Ich war doch zusammen... Mit wem war ich zusammengegangen? War ich mit Kay zusammengegangen? Bin gerade ein wenig verwirrt diesbezüglich. Wir waren in jedem Fall nicht in den Crew Quarters das letzte Mal. Dio war ja dort und hatte da dann Alice und Luna gefunden. You went through the red door with Dio and Kay, right?
Yeah, so?
What was on the other side of that door?
You want to see it?
Yeah. Maybe Quark went there.
Fine. Follow me.
Die rote Tür hatten wir jetzt auch noch gar nicht gesehen, ne? Hinter der blauen Tür ist ja der REC-Raum. Pantry. This is...
The pantry.
Pantry?
That drawer over there is stuffed with processed food. Wasn't half bad, actually.
You ate it?
Yeah. There was some paella, nasi goreng, schnitzel, yukejang, borscht, and tom kha gai.
Cool.
Oh, and I ate the chef's pasta, too.
That's a lot of food.
Can't help it. I'm a growing girl.
How old are you?
20, I think.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just stop. I don't even know where to start here. 1. By the time you hit 20, you're done growing. 2. You think? You should be old enough to know how old you are. 3. How on earth are you 20? You look like you're 13 if you're a day. I can't believe you're only 2 years younger than me.
Now that's funny. You must have done a lot of drugs to look like that at 22.
Oh, give me a break, you little punk.
Don't call me little. I'm an adult, you dried up asshole.
Fine, whatever. So, this place has enough food to keep people alive for a few years, huh? Looks like this stuff isn't going to expire anytime soon.
Yeah, the use-by date is about 100 years from now.
How about water?
There's a tank over there. It looks like they're pulling it out of some kind of well.
Is it safe?
Well, since Dio isn't rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's okay.
You made him drink it to make sure it was safe?
I guess you could say that.
So you ate all the food without a second thought, but the water struck you as possibly dangerous?
No, I was careful with the food too. Dio had some of it first, and it seemed fine, so I... Oh, I almost forgot.
What?
I ate something else. Twice cooked pork.
Oh, for God's sake! Why the hell are you shouting about that? Wait a minute. Twice cooked pork?
What is it?
Well, that just reminded me of something.
Reminded you of what?
This might seem hard to believe at...
Bullshit.
Oh, come on. At least let me tell you first. Alright. I explained how we'd found a room called the Golem Bay on the other side of the green door, and how we'd met a robot there named Golem, who told a very interesting story.
I see. So the Golem guy was turned off just when he was about to tell you something.
Yeah.
So the last thing he said was, see you right in the middle of...
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Middle could be from Middle Kingdom, which is another name for China.
Well, this was utterly pointless.
Really? I don't think so.
Please, explain.
Well, maybe he was trying to say that this game is like the Chinese room. In other words... Sigma! Phi! There you are! I've been looking all over for you!
What's going on?
Something bad! Something really bad!
Well, come on, spill it.
Alice is... Just come with me! She's in the crew quarters!
Okay. Es ist wieder etwas mit Alice passiert, aber Luna ist am Leben. Die Geschichte hat sich verändert. Aus welchen Gründen auch immer. Was genau wollte Phi uns jetzt erzählen? Dieses Spiel ist wie der chinesische Raum? Okay, das kommt uns als Spieler bekannt vor. What? No. This isn't real. All I could hear were Zero's words echoing in my ears. Your heart stops, your bracelet comes off. If you've never been in turbulence, it's hard to explain. You feel the sudden, alien weightlessness of a long fall, and for just a moment you're painfully aware of the fact that you are thousands of feet above the earth and a flimsy machine made by fallible man kept aloft by a scientific principle that nobody actually understands. If you have never seen a friend dead, it's hard to explain, but it's a little like that. I knelt down beside Alice's body and pressed a shaking hand to her throat. No pulse. Her skin had already turned pale. The thing in front of me looked like a human being, but it wasn't being a human any longer. Why had this happened? I knelt there for several long moments, staring blankly ahead. My throat burned and my chest was tight, but I forced myself to take 3 progressively calmer breaths, then stood. I clenched my fist, took one last breath, and turned. Who found her first?
Me. I was looking for Quark on floor B and couldn't find him. So I came back here and, well, you know the rest. Hey, what's that look supposed to mean? You better not be thinking I did it.
Well, suspicion often falls on the first to discover a crime.
Fuck that. She'd already been murdered when I got here.
How do you know she was murdered?
What? Come on, it's obvious. She's got a knife sticking out of her chest. Does that look like an accident or a suicide to you?
How do you know the weapon was a knife?
What?
All you can see from here is the handle. For all you know, it could have been an ice pick or some kind of tool.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true, but I mean, come on. Who wouldn't look at that and assume it's a knife? And it's not fair to suspect someone just because they happen to be the first one to find the body. If you want to be like that, then the last person to see Alice is the person you should be looking at.
Who was the last person to see her?
I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead.
Alice, why? This wasn't supposed to happen. You promised me we'd catch them together. Don't do this.
Clover.
I can't trust them anymore. It could have been any one of them. They killed you, Alice. I can't forgive them for that. I'm going to get revenge. I'll find out who killed you. And I'll...
Okay. Ich glaube, sie ist emotional ein wenig instabil. Wir sollten sie ab sofort von spitzen Gegenständen fernhalten und von diversen Äxten. Hey, Clover.
Shut up! Don't you talk to me! I'm sorry, Alice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. Before anyone could say anything, she turned and ran out of the room.
Wait! Clover, come back!
Tamuji took off in pursuit, and I made to follow when...
It's pointless. Even if you caught up to her, she'd never tell you anything. Think it through. There are 2 possibilities. Either Clover killed her, or she didn't. If the former is true, then I doubt she would confess. If the latter is true, then I imagine she'll be just as reticent. After all, Alice and Clover seem to know each other. In fact, they seem quite close. It seems safe to assume that Clover is currently very suspicious of all of us. I doubt she would open up to anyone right now.
You seem pretty calm. Did you do it?
Not again. Well, if you really want to suspect me, please, go ahead. I'm beginning to feel rather accustomed to it. I would ask you to consider my motive for killing Alice. Specifically, the fact that I have none.
Well, yes, but none of us do. None of us have ever met Alice before, right? So why would we want to kill her?
You are correct. But only if the murder had a motive beyond, well, murder.
What do you mean?
Do you remember when we found the old woman? It seemed clear that her killer was Zero Senior, and that they were one of us. There is every reason to think the same person murdered Alice. Perhaps this person plans to kill us one by one. Perhaps the entire nonary game is just window dressing. Perhaps the only reason we are here is so that Zero Senior can kill us at his leisure, in a world of his own creation.
Why would anyone do such a horrible thing?
Presumably, because they enjoy killing. Zero Senior seems to be rather disturbed.
Hold on a minute. That doesn't mean they're one of us. There could be a 10th person hiding out somewhere.
No.
Well, why not?
There's no way Zero Jr. wouldn't notice that. And if he did notice, I really don't think he'd just let something like that slide.
But isn't Zero Jr. just an AI without a body? What could he do?
Maybe. But Zero Senior has a body. Do you think they'd really just let a 10th unwanted participant just run around murdering people?
Well, what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
Not possible. At least not so long as we assume Zero Jr.'s statement to be the truth. Do you remember? He made it quite clear that the real Zero was one of us.
I thought about what Kay had said. If the killer was Zero Senior, then who could be the killer? Dio? Luna? Kay, perhaps? Or maybe Clover? There was always Tamiuchi. Phi, maybe? No, it couldn't be her. I had been with Phi the whole time we were looking for Quark. There was no way she could have slipped away to stab Alice in the chest. Wait a minute. There was one person I'd forgotten. Quark. It seemed like a bit of a stretch to think a kid could kill someone of Alice's size, though. That meant there were 5 real suspects. Dio, Luna, Kay, Clover, and Tamiuchi. Where had Quark gone?
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Apparently Zero doesn't feel like this is worth stopping the game for. A blunt but effective way to make the point.
What do you mean?
We should get to the warehouse. It seems clear he feels no compunction about killing us, should we disobey the rules. As such, I recommend we follow them.
The others filed out of the room. I turned to face Alice. Alice. I'll find out who did this to you. I promise. I felt my stomach settle back into its normal configuration, and the fire in my chest melted the icy hand from my spine. I stood up straight, gave Alice one last nod, and walked after the others, leaving my regrets lying on the cold floor. Tja, es bleibt uns nichts anderes übrig. Wir müssen mit dem Spiel weitermachen. Interessant zu sehen wird natürlich sein, ob Clover jetzt wieder hier mit auftaucht.
Hey, look! 2 of the AB gates are closed already.
Probably Tenmyoji and Clover.
Aha.
Wasn't he a pair? Doesn't Quark need to go with him?
As long as one person in each pair is there, it should be okay.
Sharing their destiny, huh?
Pretty much.
That's good news for you, Sigma. After all, you're a pair, but your partner is... well, I'd rather not say it.
Yeah. I know.
Good luck for you, huh, Luna?
What? I don't understand what you mean.
Well, if Alice was still alive, you'd have a hard time choosing Betray. She only had 1 BP left. If you'd picked Betray, you could have killed her. Of course, that's not really a problem now.
Stop that, Dio. I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent, and I trust him.
Really?
Haha. Now this is interesting. If one of you guys picks Betray, we are gonna get a show.
Dio!
Ignore him. How do you and Phi plan to vote?
You even gotta ask? Ally. Of course. Right, Phi?
I don't know about that. It's a difficult question.
What?
Well, if we choose ally and Kay chooses the opposite, then he'll have 9 points. He can go through the number 9 door whenever he wants. But it's not as simple as just choosing Betray either. If Kay decides to ally for some reason, then you'd end up with 9 points.
So we should both choose ally. Seems easy to me.
You're planning on betraying me, aren't you, Dio? As soon as you go through that door, it will be only the two of you in that room. I've no doubt you could overpower Phi, if you had the desire to.
Oh, give me a little credit. No one has more gentle points than me. You think someone of my stature would resort to violence? The nerve.
What?
This is just a thought, but why don't all of you promise to choose betray? Then you wouldn't have to worry about anything. If you knew the other person was going to betray you, you'd have no choice but to do the same.
That seems pretty negative for you, Luna.
In der Tat, aber sie hat zumindest einen gewissen Punkt.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. We appreciate your suggestion and we'll take it into consideration. But unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good idea. See, my goal is to beat this game.
But Phi...
Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. When I say I want to beat it, I mean defeat it. Completely. I want to get us all out of here. We haven't beat the nonary game until we're all out of this place. I guess we won't all be getting out anymore, though.
Oh, you mean Alice?
Yeah. At any rate, all of us choosing betray every time is hardly ideal. We'd never escape.
Then, what are you going to do?
Kay needs to choose ally. It's the only way.
How will you make sure I do that? I have no guarantee that she'll choose ally as well.
Would you do it if I could give you that guarantee?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
You promise?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this. Dio!
Huh?
There's someone behind you.
What?
Ernsthaft? The moment Dio turned his head, Phi was off. With seemingly superhuman strength, she leapt through the air, across the room, and through the AB gate.
The fuck?
Hat sie ihn ausgetrickst? Ah, naja.
You bitch! God damn it, Phi! Open this fucking door!
He pounded on the door, screaming, but it showed no signs of opening again.
Fuck!
He gave the door one last slam for good measure, then ran to the next open one.
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner. Members of a pair cannot vote in separate rooms.
What? Why the fuck not? This is against the rules. How am I supposed to vote? This is bullshit.
I see. This is how Phi can guarantee her choice. Dio can't vote now, so the chance that Phi will choose ally just went way up. After all, if you pick ally and she betrays you, then...
Dio will have 9 points.
Exactly.
But don't you think Phi might be worried that Kay will break his promise? After all, if he can be pretty sure that Phi is going to choose ally, then...
You needn't worry. Her plan is very clever. I will definitely choose ally.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
Dieses Versprechen hat er natürlich aber eigentlich schon mal gegeben, ne? Er hat dieses Versprechen uns gegeben, dass er in jedem Fall Ally wählen wird.
We don't have much time left. Let's go.
Wiederholt sich hier also gerade Geschichte, nur dass wir relativ unbeteiligt sind? Right.
Okay. Sigma? You are going to choose ally, right?
Of course. We both have 5 BP right now. Even if I did betray you, I'd only get 3 points. That's not enough to escape. So I'd have to wait until the next round anyway. Makes sense?
Oh, I see.
Ja, war jetzt ein bisschen sehr harsh und rational so ausgesprochen, aber prinzipiell hat er recht. Ja?
Nothing. Never mind. Anyway, you promised. You have to choose ally.
Right, I will. Tja, und da beginnt es.
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
Now, what am I going to do? Well, I guess there isn't really any question. After all, I promised Luna that I'd pick ally. But what if she was lying to me?
I would have chosen ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent. And I trust him.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tja. Müssen wir uns wirklich Sorgen machen? Müssen wir uns wirklich Sorgen machen, was die Entscheidung von Luna angeht? Oder ist es nicht relativ klar, dass sie Ally wählen wird? Aber davon abgesehen, ja gut, es steht uns ja frei. Wir könnten dann trotzdem Betray wählen. Und dann sichere 3 Punkte einfahren, im besten Fall. Yay, wäre das nicht awesome? Man weiß es nicht genau. Na gut. Ich würde sagen, das hier ist eine wunderbare Stelle, um Pause zu machen. Ich überlege mir jetzt so einfach mal in meiner Freizeit, jo, was will ich denn jetzt wählen? Ally oder Betray? Wie will ich denn mal weitermachen? Und ja, dann können wir ja beim nächsten Mal das Ergebnis dann sehen. Für den Moment sollte es dann aber erstmal wieder gewesen sein. Und ich sage dann einfach mal Tschö mit Ö und hoffentlich bis ganz, ganz bald.